Hey mamas, Celeste Howard here with the Mom Collective, my friends Rowena and Pam. Liz was not able to make it today. She has a busy weekend. She's been a busy girl lately. But we're still here. We're still here with you. That's the way friendships go. Sometimes you get everyone together, sometimes you don't. That's all right. Um, but we just were going to keep showing up and whoever, we're going to surprise you. Some weeks I might not be here. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I don't
Can we do that?
know what we would do if Celeste weren't here.
We make a list.
Okay. That's okay.
Oh my gosh.
but
Constant juggling act.
It
is what
is.
this
It is. I think
right?
every mom understands that.
Yeah.
But I think what we're just going to keep doing moving forward is a little different than the first, handful of shows that we've done. And thank you so much for tuning back in, for letting us talk with you again. As you heard from our last podcast, it's been quite a while since we recorded the first batch. We were a little wiser, a little older, almost a year older in some places.
Some of us added more to the
people,
family.
Yeah.
I feel like I regress.
Whole new baby more. Yeah.
But we're just going to talk. We're just going to pick a topic and we're going to talk. And so, from our Instagram, we kind of put it out there, like, what topics do you want to listen to? We got a lot of response from that. So we're just going to kind of go down the list and pick a topic and just talk, like moms of different perspectives and different ages, just talking.
We're women and there's always something topical, but I know something's something's burning over here. I know that the new mom of 3 children now, speaking of life as a juggling act.
Yes.
How's that juggling act going, Pamela, with the 3?
Not well. The baby's sweet. The baby is my sweetest. I feel like just her demeanor. So I'm loving that.
I'm just going to do this
But
while you're
then when
talking,
you
because it's
pick
bothering
Baby
me.
snuggles.
Okay.
The transition to 3 has been really hard. The transition to 3 is where I feel like I have zero time. Not that I had much before, but like zero time for self-care or anything outside of the kids. And where we're really struggling right now is like our marriage. I feel like the 2 kids, it was doable and it almost like brought us closer. But the 3rd.
What do you mean almost kind of brought you closer?
I don't know. There was this bond that I hadn't heard of, but I feel like from the moment of the birth of both kids, there was this like strong bond that I felt with my husband that I hadn't had before.
Wow.
And just he's a great dad. He's a great like supporter. Like he will tag team with me. And we would just always make time for like something for us, and we could. Now with 3, I feel like just we're so tired at the end of the day. He also started his own business, and so we're like kind of like where I feel like a lot of like we're a little bit older, I feel like, for the Catholic circle, because usually you get married, you have kids young, you start out, and so I feel like though where we can relate is like where your husband is being pulled in one direction early in his career or start a business, whatever, and then you're like drowning with 3 young kids.
Right.
So the managing of that, at the end of the night, we're just so tired.
You're just spent.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're like so tired, like never before. We're like, we literally like are like staring into space and then like have to go to bed because like for just health's sake. And so it's just fine and hard to find like a sitter that you can trust with the baby plus 2 like crazy kids, and that nothing's going to happen with the baby because I just want to be all over the baby. And it's just, everything's just a lot harder.
Sure.
Like all the kind of mental gymnastics and the managing of pieces with the transition to 3. So
I'm trying to think back of like 2 to 3, and my second son and my third son have a little bit of a gap. And I do remember that time, but I also, I like exclusively breastfeed my kids. I'm not sure.
I am right
you
now.
are. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was always terrible at pumping. I would rather just put the baby on. Pumping is just
so adding the pumping with the.
Oh my
this
gosh.
The first kid where I dropped a pump already. I kind of pumped twice a day with all my
You
kids
did,
for as
yeah.
long as I breastfed, and I had a nice
you're like
stash.
on schedule.
Yeah, and that's just, I don't know, brought me peace of mind. And this time I'm like, no, we got to get rid of one. I don't care what happens. Like, so
because you're nursing too. You're nursing and pumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like nonstop.
It is not. I would never do. I would just, if I'm exclusively breastfeeding, I'm breastfeeding. And so for us, even if it meant, okay, if we're going to get some time, just us 2, but like, yeah, it's too hard to find a sitter with a newborn and then not enough storage and free, whatever. We would take the baby. We would take the baby on just time with he and I, and usually the baby was asleep in the little sling with the little car seat, like at a restaurant or something. And no, it's not as romantic, but I can't say that we shared the same experience in that it's like, yeah, we're very tired, but we actually really, at that point, even after baby number 4 too, we really craved the time, like the attention on each other. And so I don't know. I'm not trying to give this as a practical tip. It's just I don't know. I just always just had the baby with me.
Yeah, I'm hearing two things, Pam. Like I'm kind of a two prongs of where the difficulty can be in. One is the emotional exhaustion. Like in real time, do you have the desire to be together, to have the energy to go on a date? Do you really desire that closeness with your husband? Or are you like tired of everyone touching you all day long as much as we're saying? So there's the emotional kind of the desire component of it. And then there's also the logistic component of it, which I heard you speaking to, Rowena, of just bring the baby with you. And so maybe we could talk on those two things. I think the easier one is just, well, actually, no, we'll start with the more interesting one. So you guys stick with us. I think the desire component was the harder one for me. Like there's no secret that I don't like everyone touching me. I need my space. And when kids are touching you all day long, the last thing I wanted is my husband touching me. Poor guy. This was a struggle. I think this was our biggest fight for decade. And it really was. And guys need physical affection. And so the struggle was my husband being just a male, not being a jerk, but just wired the way that God made him, needed the physical affection and closeness to feel bonded to me. And in feeling bonded to me would be thoughtful of me and more kind and helpful and all those lovely things. But then you get that vicious cycle of, because they're busy with work or they're doing other things and they can't really be taking care of you sometimes, and you're just taking care of everyone else, there's not that natural affinity that a woman needs emotionally, that you're taking care of me and you're my knight in shining armor and you just want to throw a cloak down over the mud. And then you're like, would you like that thing on the shelf you can't reach? Let me get it for you, honey. They're not doing that because they're busy too. There's just the in the trenches season for both, which is a lot of times the young kid phase. It's a lot of times starting out. And it's sort of a vicious cycle. I mean, I never found a really perfect answer for it because I needed the emotional attention and care and anticipation of my needs and all of that kind of stuff in order to feel the natural affinity towards my husband and that I want to be close to you because you are my everything and you're like anticipating my needs. But he needed me to be physically close to him in order to want to throw his jacket down and get the stuff. I mean, to have that part of his brain turn on. He obviously objectively would want to. So this might be TMI, whatever, but psychiatrists, Catholic counselors and stuff would say it as well, just schedule sex. Yeah. You just have to pick it because you are not going to be, okay, you are a little more driven than I am. We've talked about this. I do not. I am so sorry, husband. I don't have a sex drive, and we're still working on that.
Just very passionate.
Yeah, not me. I'm taking hormones right now to try this. This is another show. But when you start hormone
replacement, might be a completely different podcast, actually.
I know. Hormone replacement therapy. They have just upped my estrogen through the roof. And women, I have a sex drive. First time in my entire life.
Yay for Celeste!
At 55.
Cheers to that. All right. I'm loving it. All right.
So
wow. So you guys are doing well.
Doing
good to hear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So which is, there's something. I still got a whole life ahead with my husband, so it's a good thing to finally figure out. It's never too late.
Like how many times we talk about everything's in phases.
Yeah.
It's just a phase. It's just a phase. Phase. I don't know what you thought I was going to say.
What do you mean?
Maybe I don't.
We get touched out. That's actually good to hear because that's what it is. I'm so demanding right now.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's the deal. I'm sorry. You have to get the reality of it. You will not be wooed enough to want to have sex with your husband right now because someone is sucking on your boobs, like
Yeah.
someone is touching you.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
don't want another
You're,
person
like,
who's
lactating.
supposed to be
That is not
helping
sexy.
I don't
feel
know.
it. I don't know.
Yeah, what the guy feels is a totally different.
Yeah. So, I mean, just is just the reality. Like, it's important. Sometimes things are a choice or a decision. Like, you don't always feel enamored and in love with your spouse, and you still are married every single day because it's a choice and a decision. And I'm sorry, sometimes sex has to be that way too. And it's just is what it is, because it really feeds part of the male psyche for them to turn around and give us what we need. And I don't mean need like in this transactional way, but it's just
The perfect dance.
it's just the dance of what it is.
It
And
is.
if you are one of the wonderful
I mean,
blessed
come on,
women like
come on.
Marina,
There's
and I
phases
have
too.
a couple
There's
of friends
phases too.
that are like that as well, where I'm like, can you rub that off on me, please? Because I'm like, and so it's a two-way thing. It takes conversation, I think, quite honestly. Like, your husband's gonna have to learn to be okay with the fact that you're not like, can't get it out of my way. That it's a decision.
Right.
But he's gonna have to just you're gonna have to take it up a notch. He's gonna have to take it down a notch.
Correct.
You're gonna have to do something you don't feel like doing
Correct.
without feeling like that's weird or wrong. Or
And can I
whatever.
interject?
Yes, please.
Love
please.
languages. I never read the book. What is the book?
Five languages. 5 love languages.
Maybe touch on that if like, I don't know, we can talk about that down the road. But when you said communication is very important, I think, yeah, on both ends, you need to talk about the things that, like, non-sexual things that you really appreciate.
Yes.
Because, like, little things that he would do, little practical things. I always say my love language, my husband, if we're both home, he'll make me a cup of coffee like midday. And I just think that's the most romantic thing. Like little things like that. Yeah. Like voice what could be that you would appreciate. The more that he like knows to do that, and sometimes he'll just do it out of nowhere. Like that could really turn you on, like that kind of appreciation. And that's not what this podcast is about, but the little
I know it's part of it.
The little things that you appreciate will turn you on, honestly.
Yeah.
And will make you see him heroic again. And he'll know to grab.
The problem is it's like at 8 a.m. with 2 kids.
Yeah.
One
Again,
frosting on its face and the baby's
and that's where it comes down to the schedule thing, which again isn't like Troina's point. I think when you're in the thick of it, like where you are right now, Pamela, I'm sorry, none of that worked for me. Like trying to manage myself and feed myself good intel to naturally desire my husband, it just didn't work. I mean, I used to make little notes that were like affirm flip and tell him 3 good things a day. Or I even had a thing that was like,
sweet.
it didn't work. But
but if you think it's good, why don't you try it?
Well, no, or I would even, okay, so here's things that could work for you that did not work for me, but we're not all the same. I also did a, like 30 minutes before he'd get home, I would try to run down an affirmation list in my mind of my husband.
That's beautiful.
So that, well, yeah, it didn't work either, but like,
usually
it's a really good
before he
tip.
comes home, I'm like a ticking time bomb.
Because I needed to level the playing field of you are not just here for me to use you. I'm sorry. Like, you're not an extra pair of hands for me. You're not here to make my life easier. You're here for me to be a partner with you and I needed to see him, and I needed to see him as more than like hands and feet to help me.
So if it didn't work for him, did that work for you?
I'm saying no. He's been okay. But I'm saying for me, it didn't naturally generate within me. I felt better as a wife. I felt less selfish. We got along better when I did that because I had to re-elevate the fact that I'm not just a mom, I'm a wife as well.
Yeah.
And again, not to give myself another task, but I had to exercise both roles. And so for me, I literally made it a 30-minute before, like think of 3 good things that I like about my husband before he'd come home, just so when he walked through the door, I could see him. Not so I could do
really
more, not so I could do more for him, and not so I could add one more thing to the table, but just so I was really showing up beside my spouse right here. This is split.
It's like you'd planned
It's
that.
like it's ESP. Like he knows that I'm talking about him.
That's really good.
So
I'm going to do that.
But to be honest with it, like it was good for our relationship. And I, again, wasn't just, you have hands to help me. Why aren't you helping? It's all about me. So that helped me get that. But it didn't make me physically desire him more. I was still physically tapped out.
You're just him.
So, but it could, and it could help, I think, people that don't have low estrogen, like I apparently did, which I'm now getting pellets shoved into my backside for. I did that yesterday. um, that might bring about that when you see that person and you aren't just looking for an extra like life flotation device, and you see the person. For some people, and I hope that is for you, and it is for you. That organically will reestablish your relationship and draw you to each other. But so that's amazing. So you have step one of the person who's just like, you are my lifeboat and I just need to get away from the kids and just be with you. And no matter what it takes, we're going out. You've got hopefully what Pamela is, which is just, I need to reorient myself and see you. And then I'm naturally drawn to you. And guys, some of y'all might just be like me and just be like, I see you. And I'm so tapped out. Like we just need to pick a Wednesday. Sorry.
Schedule it in.
Schedule it in. Because, and the thing about scheduling it, that as dumb as it is, and it feels really weird at first, but it takes the emotional expectation out of it. You don't feel like I need to be welling up with desire for right now. And we can't help it. And this is the best night ever that we need to get together because like, I just love you more than ever. And I just can't wait to shut the door and steal it. No, you love them more than ever and you're choosing them.
That's a really good
and that has to be enough sometimes.
Yeah.
I think.
That's really powerful.
Amen. That's actually, thank you.
Wow, thank you.
So happy I brought that. Yeah.
Wow.
This was not where we knew we were going. Here we go.
Love this podcast episode.
Someone as much as that helped me. That's actually really good advice.
And so that was the emotional component, the one part. Well, now we're going to do the little more logistics of it. So just stick with us. It won't take very long. But a lot of people will think like, oh, what if you don't have a sitter you trust, like you're talking about? Or what if you don't have, it is so, I am sorry, you employ a lot of my children, my girls, but it is so expensive. Good Lord, like untaxable income that people are getting paid. I do like that it shows that your children have value and they are worth spending that money, but I got $3 an hour when I used to be a babysitter.
Crazy. It was $5 when I was babysitting.
Okay, that's good.
I
Just make me
babysat
sound
for
as
like
old.
7 hours and I got like $15.
Yes, exactly. Now they're like, I'm going to go buy a Louis Vuitton bag.
I know.
It's like, if you go to a nice
$50
double.
So then by the time you have a babysitter and you go out to eat and, you know, you got to have a glass of wine or a cocktail if you're going out to eat. I'm going to make it worth your while.
Well,
and like,
then you got to my season. I was one, but
then you have to like recover
and be 6:50.
Yeah. Okay. So Rowena, again, this is life goal. Hashtag life goal. Doesn't
maybe
need
I've
any.
just forgotten.
Doesn't
how hard
know
it was
you don't. We've had this conversation before. Like when we talked about NFP, which we'll do in a later thing, we are very different sides of that story.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, and then I forget what I'm talking about because it happens all the time. Logistics. So you can either be like Rowena, want to get out, take the baby with you, that's great. Or you're like, that's exhausting, the babysitter situation, the financial situation, the whatever. You know what you can also do? Put your kids down and sit on the back patio.
Yeah.
Done that too. And that
intentionally. You can intentionally, you can intentionally have a club soda and lime and sit on the back patio and say, what are your high and lows of the day?
Yeah.
You could just have some intentional thing because a date is just an intentional appointment with somebody, you know? And so it doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars later.
Right.
Then you also, if you're like me, you have the emotional component of it needs to be all that. And and then there's this pressure of I'm just tapped out. What if I don't show up enough? But you can have dates multiple times a week of just, I'm intentionally making this time for you.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's scheduling sex or scheduling like a specific time to say this is important and I need to just have a safe space where I can drop the house and what's next and what are we doing this weekend and what?
I was like, you know, it's amazing.
So we do a thing. Like we'll just sit on the back patio and Flip will get a cigar and I like cloves. I don't know if the children of the 80s will know what I'm talking about. And we'll smoke on the back patio.
What are cloves?
They're like clove, like the herb, like the spice clove.
Okay.
They're cigarettes that have like cloves in them and like the.
Wait a minute, is the actual clove? Wait, are you smoking like an actual clove?
But it's a cigarette that has clove stuff in it.
But
And then
like
the filters.
It's not like you took it off the
Yeah, and it's not
grocery
drugs.
store.
I would like to everyone to know that Celeste Howard does not do drugs because apparently all of my children think that it was a given that I have done drugs in high school. Apparently that lesson of you can hang out with kind of unruly people and still be yourself was lost. They all, because I am so sidelined, so going off the path, but it didn't happen until I think my fourth kid. We were talking about something with their friends over, and it was just, and we started going around with their friends. Like, of course, everyone knows Mrs. Howard did drugs. Like, I lead kids Jesus. Like, I lead kids confirmation. And I was like, the lesson was, guys, I never drank until I was 21, but I went to all the parties and I hung out with the people who maybe did drugs. And
this is me.
They lost.
Which I thought was an only child over here. This was me. That's actually
well, make sure you're clear in your lesson to your children is that you did not do the drugs and the alcohol.
Correct. You can still be social, but
right.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love this podcast. This is awesome. Season 2.
So we're going to
season 2 starting strong.
I'll leave you with that. Say no to drugs. Schedule sex nights.
Yeah.
And have some really low-key intentional dates this week with your husband.
Okay.
And also on your to-do list is just like, follow, subscribe, do all the stuff. Send this to a friend. I don't know. We want to keep chatting. So until then, do you guys have anything else to say? I just kind of went on.
This was awesome.
This was really helpful for me.
This was so
okay,
good.
Helped some people out there too as well.
I feel like I've learned so much about you in just the past 6.5 minutes too. So that's great. Hey Pam, thanks. Thanks for. I mean, you started this train.
My problems could help.
So thank you. Yeah. Let us keep coming to y'all. This is good stuff.
Yeah. And until next week and we meet again, just remember you were handpicked for this. So lean in. God bless. Bye.